Well, we made it. We achieved 61.8 miles per gallon, and we're here at the destination I want to show you, so I'm going to turn the car off. Step out here, we're on gravel, and we're going to take a little hike. This is usually a rutted road. I don't want to take a chance with how low this sits. With the undercarriage, it's got a lot of skirting and covers underneath of it, and I don't want to get caught in a rut. And this is a lot easier to clean than my 8-liter, and the 8-liter doesn't get 61.8 miles per gallon to take a 67-mile drive. Welcome to Vegors Cemetery. Established in 1849 in a state of Iowa that achieved statehood in 1846. I don't know if you can tell the severity of the slope, but it's a pretty steep road. I'm trying to remember the first time I came here. I want to say it was a field trip in school, in a school bus. But you know, sometimes your childhood memories seem unlikely. I can't imagine bringing 3rd and 4th graders in a school bus up this grade. I'll try not to breathe too heavily. It is a good workout for me. I did my morning walk and I didn't do my afternoon walk because I knew I'd be walking with you. You'll see some beautiful trees here. Majestic, a lot of majestic oaks. But there's one tree coming right up here that I think will take you a little bit by surprise. And I verified it with the app on my phone called Picture This for plants. We're almost there, and I'm going to focus on breathing for a minute. All right, here's that tree. The big one right there. It rises up to there. Any ideas what it is? I'll give you a close look at its leaves. As close as I can. I'll let you look at the leaves. And then look at the trunk and the bark. Give you a close up. And now look at the, I don't know, the drape, the shape of the tree. Look at the shape of that. And I'm going to get back here a little farther. And the sun will give a nice silhouette of this particular tree. Now, sometimes I'm good at estimating things, other times I'm not. But do you know what it is? It's a tree that was decimated pretty heavily in the 60s and 50s and 60s. They were pretty much gone by the time I was in grade school. That's an American elm. Most of them were killed by Dutch elm disease, but that one survived. It is a beautiful tree. So if you want to see a Dutch elm tree, you got to come to Vegors Cemetery. And if you want to find Vegors Cemetery, well, it's findable back here in the back country, but that is a beautiful elm tree. But in addition to that, I brought you to this cemetery because it's a peaceful, beautiful, historic place with a lot of history. And if you like things like history, then I have a few sites, 3 in particular, that I'd like to show to you. It's amazing to me. I'm walking on pretty soft ground. It's amazing though when I listen back to the video how my feet go crunch, crunch, crunch. I'm 180 pounds. I'm 6'1", 180 pounds. It sounds like I'm a giant marching through there. I'm not a giant person. Anyway, this memorial marks the most northerly of 5 Indian mounds in this cemetery. And it was generously donated, this monument, in 1960 by E.H. Hawbaker. I didn't know any Hawbakers myself. And then here in 1960, were reburied the bones of several prehistoric people of this region who were originally buried as a bundle on a hilltop southeast of the mouth of the Boone River. The Boone River is not that far away from here, but the river valley I'm going to show you and that you're going to see in this video is the Moine River Valley. So those are the first two markers I wanted to show to you, which I think makes this a very remarkable cemetery. Very peaceful, like I said, except for my feet going crunch, crunch, crunch across very soft ground that obviously feels like there's a lot of moles here. A lot of beautiful oak trees here. Throughout Iowa, there's many oaks, white oaks, red oaks, all kinds of oak trees thrive in Iowa. But that elm, boy, that elm is something else. You don't often see an American elm. You're going to see a monument here, an interestingly shaped monument. Kind of reminds me of a Star Trek episode with Captain Kirk. Hopefully you get that reference. But this monument is to a Mrs. Lott, who died January 1849 from exposure of Indian raid, first white woman settler in Webster County. I grew up in Hamilton County. We're technically in Webster County, right on the border. I passed right through Hamilton County to get here. But this is a beautiful monument to her from 1849. And the last, well, not the last monument I want to show you, but not the last scene I want to show you. You're kind of seeing the scene I'm going to show you at the end. But I want to show you a Revolutionary War soldier's monument, which is the only Revolutionary War soldier marker that I've ever seen outside of Arlington or some of the national cemeteries. This gentleman's name was Benjamin Bell. He was part of the Pennsylvania militia. He was born in 1751 and he died here in Iowa in 1853. And you can read about him online. There's a lot of information about this cemetery and about these people and about the Spirit Lake Massacre and how it's related to Mrs. Lott and her death. And here's his original marker. He was 102 years old when he died. Pretty remarkable to live 102 years in the early part of this country. 1751 to 1853. So I love visiting this place. I visit it at least once a year. Normally I wait till Labor Day when we're camping nearby in Brushy Creek with my buddy who has the 2500. By the way, his 2500 got fixed. Did I tell you? That's another story. I'll wait on that one. Anyway, take a look at the river valley here. This is the Des Moines River Valley. And you can actually see the river down there. You can actually see the water and some of the sandbar down there. And I'm going to zoom in here. I'll stay back. We're facing west, obviously. You probably figured that out. Adjust my eyeballs here as it's kind of bright. But there it is. Right out, oops, don't get my finger, right out there. Can you see the river and the sandbar? We've had a pretty good weather, or pretty good year for rain. Doesn't look like the river is up at all, but I think this place is beautiful.